Hey everyone, this is Nick from Mecha Warehouse, and today we're back with weekly update number 43. So let's jump right into it and go into weekend review, and that's the section of this video where I talk about what's been going on in the warehouse, things that are coming up, stuff like that. And I kind of want to say, leading into this section, I feel like some weeks I've got tons of stuff to talk about, and some weeks I'm like, what do I talk about this week? In some ways, I feel like this week is one of those weeks where I'm just like making stuff up to talk about. Nothing super exciting really happened this week, but a few things did happen. One, we posted up the first of our Minion interviews. I sat down with Orion. We talked about some stuff and kind of hopefully gave the viewer, hopefully you if you watched it, a bit of a behind the scenes and a personal introduction to somebody from in the team here now that we're a larger team than just me. And I thought that was pretty good. Plan on doing more of those with the rest of the team over the coming months, and then potentially revisiting some of these team members again in the future with some more in-depth questions, which I think will be a lot of fun. But to that, I believe marks our fourth second video, extra video of the week. We had a tour, we did a vlog, we've got that interview, and we have the announcement for the big contest that we're doing, Mecha Warehouse Presents Repaired. So we've been doing that for about a month now, which is cool. The extra content hopefully is, been good for you guys and has been entertaining or informative or both. And I'm curious what you might want to see in the future. So if there's any other ideas for things that you might want to see, you can post them down in the comments below. I know people want to see their orders packed, I think is one that has come up fairly regularly. But I'm curious what other things might be useful. We definitely have more vlogs, more interviews, and some other good stuff in the pipeline on the way over the coming months. And then some other ideas to go even further once we kind of get fully situated. We're starting to think about that part soon. The only kind of other thing to talk about this week for weekend review is just I feel like we've had some growth recently in terms of sales numbers, which I don't usually talk about what our numbers are or anything like that in here, but I do feel like our customer base has either grown or something has shifted in the last couple weeks. Our daily average order or number of orders seems to be up from what it was a few weeks ago. And I'd like to think that that's maybe the result of some of our marketing efforts, maybe the result of some of our inventory shipments we've received recently. But for whatever it is, it seems like things are on average up, which is awesome. Thank you if you are part of the reason for that. It's giving me a lot of confidence that things are going to the next level, the next thing, which is exciting, which means I'll have exciting announcements and or other stuff to talk about in the next few weeks if everything stays trending the way it is, which is really cool. So look forward to that, I guess. But so with that done, let's move on to pre-orders, because pre-orders I think will be actually really interesting this week. So pre-orders, first up, we've got some stuff from Kothoga. There's a new Zoid, the Lightning Sykes, I think, is how you pronounce it. It's like a saber-toothed cat kind of design, I think. Something like that. Looks pretty cool. A couple of new frame arms kits. I think one's basically a recolor of the other one. I think it's the Hector. Pretty cool looking design. There's some Love, a bunch of Mega Man kits from Kothoga coming out. And also Flame Toys, we've got the Snake Eyes. So if the G.I. Joe fans in the room might remember Snake Eyes from your childhood. So Flame Toys has an action figure kit for Snake Eyes and a kit for his cycle. Both are up on pre-orders as well. Looks like pretty interesting. If I was way more into G.I. Joe, I'd probably snag one. But the other really exciting thing, we've got two Mecha Warehouse branded pre-orders, Mecha Warehouse items. Number one is a pin. I think I mentioned this last week, but we're getting a lapel pin made of the standard logo, the one that's probably down in one of the corners already. That's pretty much on everything we do. little 1.5 inch, I think. I think it's a soft enamel pin, and that'd be pretty cool. Going to be offered basically pre-order only. We'll probably end up getting a few extras and might sell those as well, but most likely will be a one and done run. We might revisit it, you know, a year or two in the future if enough demand comes back. But definitely worth jumping on if you're into pins. I used to collect pins when I was a kid, and so I thought that would be pretty cool to do, considering it's been asked for a bunch of times. The other one, though, is the Mecha Warehouse Presents Repaired image. The logo we came up for the contest that Nick LaPrade, aka Nickel Models, put together was pretty cool, and we had a request for a t-shirt. So we are doing a t-shirt. I've got a prototype right here. It's only going to be available in this gray, light gray color. We are doing it as a pre-order only. There will be no in-stock anything. We're probably going to go on t-shirts to just the classic logo tees as a standard in-stock item, and all the special ones will become like pre-orders, almost like P-Bandai, but for Mecha Warehouse t-shirts. So if you want one of those, you also need to jump on that, because there will be no extras available. It's not something I will be able to get you after we do that kind of production run. So jump on that if you want it, and should be kind of exciting. It's a really cool logo, I think. I think some other people think it is as well, and be excited to see some of those out in the world. Okay, so that's it for pre-orders. Let's move on to restocks. And before I do the restocks, I'm just going to say that we got some cool stuff. A lot of the stuff was kind of good, like significant quantities, and then we also got a lot of things that we managed to snag only a few of. We got lucky on a few things, some stuff that we didn't have on existing older orders and whatnot. So we grabbed what we could. So some of these are going to sell out like that because obviously we didn't get very many of them. Some things we got maybe 3 of or 6 of. Anything that we got less than that, we pulled to do as like a Discord lottery. Let's just walk into it. I'm going to walk around the warehouse and I'm going to show you exactly what we got. All right. So restocks this week. First up, the 1/100 Akatsuki was really popular. We got the 1/144th high grade. I'm not sure how quickly these will sell. I think this is another plated kit. Yeah. Looks pretty cool. No idea how good that kit is, but we got it. High grade Gunnerzaku Warrior we got in, and the no grade Gundam Kyrios. I think we only got, looks like 6 of these. So like I said, some of these are really low stock, low inventory items. We also got a bunch of the Master Grade Justice back in stock. I think we had those recently. And sorry, here we go. Some IBO, what do you call them? Mobile Suit Options Set 9. So these are some parts and accessories and stuff for the IBO line, if you're into that. Let's see. All right, so a bunch of stuff over here. SDW, or SD Gundam World Heroes. We've got 3 of these. And I think there's another one that we're missing from this series. I think I screwed up when I ordered them, but we've got these in. These are relatively new, I think. They just came out in that new SD show. We've also got a bunch of Star Wars kits in this week. Super Star Destroyer. We've also got Vader, Stormtroopers, and the Millennium Falcon in as well. And we also got, these were really popular last time we got any of these in, but the One Piece, we got the Going Merry. This is from the Grand Ship Collection. I have no idea what that line means, because I haven't been following that stuff. That stuff's been going pretty fast in the past. And then the stuff that I'm really excited about, or most excited about, we've got a bunch of high grades, a lot of them from Stardust Memory. A few of these we only got a few of, like this one. This is the GPO1. We only got like 3 of these, but the other ones from the series we got a bunch of, like the GPO3S, I think is, yeah, GPO3S. We got a bunch of those. And we got some more master grade GPO1s. We've got, so I'll double back to here, GPO1FB. And the GPO2A. So if you're a Stardust Memory fan, there's lots of Stardust Memory stuff available. We got a few other ones, Gelgoog Marine. We also got very few of the high-grade Sinju. I think there's only 4 of these over here. So some of these low stock ones, like I said, will probably be gone by the time you see this. But if you really want one, I would check quickly. Zaku 2 F2 we got a few of. Not tons, but a few. And some master grade Gundam Phoenix, another plated kit. Pretty cool if you're into unicorn and unicorn variants. And let's see, I think that's more or less everything. I think the one other one, back this way, since I forgot, back to the Pokemon, so Pokemon Quick. We got the Pokemon Quick EV sleeping version, sleeping pose version, something like that. And so we got those as well. I think that's it. We got some more action bases, I think, and there might be a few other things. And like I said, kind of when I introed the restock section, there is a handful of really low stock items, like I got 1 or 2 of, that will be showing up on the Discord in the kind of the clearance there, rather than putting them up and having them disappear instantaneously, because a few of them are really popular kits. So that's the end of restocks. Let's move on to Q&A. So Q&A is the part of the video where I answer questions from you, the viewer. If you've got questions about Gunpla, Mecha Warehouse, myself, business, just about anything, I'll do my best to try to answer it next week. And yes, let's get into it. So the first question I got for CommanderWolf Hadley: will you get shirts with other colors like your stickers, red, green, etc.? So this is a great question, and I think probably the plan going forward, I think I might start doing like a monthly, every other month kind of deal, where we put up a limited t-shirt run of some new logo design, some whatever. We might go through some of the logos we've had in the past and some of the artwork we've had in the past. We'll probably generate some new artwork for things, and we'll put them up just as like a one and done kind of deal, maybe a handful a year, something like that. And so some of the other logo colors we might do that way. And the main reason I want to do it that way is just because stocking t-shirts, it takes up a lot of space. We've got to stock a variety of colors, or not colors, but sizes, because everybody's different sizes, obviously. And so as a result, it seems like we always run out of certain sizes. We have other sizes nearly indefinitely. So it would be a lot easier to make sure everybody gets what they want that way. And then we might run some of those runs regularly, like a different colored logo variation might happen fairly often, maybe not, depending. And some of the special ones we might do a one and done on. Okay, so let's go. Let's find the next question. All right. Michael Foster asks, would you ever consider stocking movie monster kits? Like, I know there's a kit of the Kothoga from the Relic, Godzilla, Mothra, etc. So this is a good question, and I'm definitely considering it. We'll probably move into that stuff at some point. I'm not sure who makes those kits. I need to look into that, but I think that's a very real possibility in the future. Next one, Night Sky asks, any plans on picking up Gaianotes paints? Sorry if it's been asked before, I'm new here. No problem, Night Sky. It has been asked before, probably fairly regularly. We do have plans to pick up Gaianotes. It's probably on the short list of the next 1 to 3 different paint lines that we might pick up in the near future. I'm trying to space out when we pick up new paint lines. It's a lot of logistics to figure out where we're going to put them, to create listings for them because of all the different colors and things like that. So I'm trying not to overwhelm Kate with that stuff. So we will probably do it in the near future though. And then one more from the video here. REAGAN LAGMAN says, do you ship in the Philippines? And the short answer is no. But I thought this would be a good question to answer. People ask about shipping to other countries too, Canada, Europe, wherever people are. And we don't ship anywhere outside of the U.S. And the main reason we don't ship outside the U.S. is kind of twofold. Number one, we've come up with kind of a heuristic to figure out how much we need to charge for shipping. That works well because in the US, we've done enough volume that we can kind of look at our historical data for what we've been charged for shipping, and we can determine how much we need to charge in order to not lose money on the shipping, basically. Internationally, we might only get a few orders from some of these countries, and therefore it's a lot harder to calculate the shipping. Furthermore, calculating the shipping directly, like automatically, which would be a possibility, I think is a little bit harder in a lot of cases because of the volumetric nature of some of the items, meaning that we often get charged for how big an item is, how much it theoretically could weigh, not how much it actually weighs, and that makes calculating the shipping on the website difficult for a lot of reasons. The other reason we don't do international shipping is the fact that in our limited experience so far doing international shipping, we've often had customers or people we've tried to ship to been charged ridiculous customs or brokerage fees that we did not know up front. And in some ways that's on the customer for knowing what it takes to ship something into their own country. But I don't think it's realistic to expect them to know that. But it's really disappointing when you get hit with a fee that's potentially as much as what you paid for an item in the first place. A good example, we shipped a real grade Sazabi a couple years ago from a contest we did to a person in Canada. We gave them the kit for free. We had them, I think, pay for the difference in the shipping from what it would be because they were international or something. I think that was what the deal was on the contest for international winners. And they ended up getting hit with like a $20 to $30 brokerage charge on the other end. So when you think about how much they paid for shipping, between the fee on the receiving end plus the shipping to send it in the first place that we had to charge them to make the shipping make sense, they basically paid for the kit if they bought it locally. So it's kind of not ideal, and I don't want to have customers in that situation. It's really hard to educate customers on an online transaction. We've got enough issues with people placing pre-orders and not realizing that their order will not ship until everything's in and things like that. So it seems like a lose-lose. At some point we might, but not in the near future. I've got no immediate plans to do that. And I've got one more question. This was actually asked on the Minion video I mentioned earlier, but I remembered that it was on there, so I'm going to answer it here as well. Gunpla Junkie asks, more a question for your Q&A section, but I'm curious if you use the data from wish lists on the website to inform what you buy, especially in relation to non-Gundam items. Love the channel. Keep up the great work. This is a great question. And the short answer is no. I would love to. A lot of it is just the logistics of looking at that data. I feel like right now a lot of our orders have been just me guessing. I know how many of a similar item we've sold in the past. I know that might have been a year ago and that we've got a lot more demand now, and I kind of guesstimate what the right number to order is. We're starting to do things like use the Discord. We've got a channel now where we're posting items that we're going to order before we order them and ask people if they're like really likely to buy it, if they might buy it, etc. And so I've got that data. That's only good when I have time when I order something and it's not a very limited time frame offer. And so that's been kind of helpful. It'll be interesting to see how that translates on the receiving end, if those numbers are accurate or if they're way too high, way too low, and stuff like that. Wishlist would be a good way to do that. It's hard to know if people's wish lists are up to date. Someone might have added an item to their wish list 3 years ago and already acquired an item, so that's not super accurate. And more importantly, I just don't have time necessarily to go and look through all that data. At some point in the next I'd say 6 months to a year, we'll probably end up hiring somebody who is a buyer, and their sole job is going to be to figure out how many items to buy and where to get items and stuff like that. And when I have that person, they'll hopefully be able to take that data and more accurately figure out how many we need of things and look at more factors, do more research, and be able to be a lot more thorough than I am. And I think that point is on the horizon. So that's all I got for questions this week. I think that's all I got for everything this week. So as always, thank you for watching. See you next time.